Boom. The morning after. We all love those, don't we? Uh, but no walk of shame this time. That's pretty good. I'll let all y'all join in before I start talking mine, my usual. And then we're gonna go over this Washington win, man. It's some highs and some lows in it, and I like to stay even kill due to the fact that, there's reasons to be happy. It's a step in the right direction, that's for sure. Look at me yawning, man. I'm tired, man. What's up, man? Alpha Mason. Yeah, man. You see, they got me cooked over here, man. Tired, man. Who that over there? Agent Nine. What's up, man? We finished getting the crud out my eye. I woke up and I said, let me get on live because I know y'all want to talk about it. Angie, what's up? King Reezy, what's up? Tony Snow, 83. You sound like you so cope back in the day. What up, though? Chris Killings, he said, much love from Brooklyn, brother. Man, you ain't that far. I'm actually gonna be in New York December for my son competition. I'll be back down there. Lab, he said, top of the AM. What's good, man? Gaius, what's up? Sadiqa, what up, though? Oh, man, y'all know what it is, man. It's Monday morning quarterback for me, man. The morning after. I was hyped yesterday. I didn't want to get too hyped, though, because I'm like, Washington don't got no wide receiver, so we're gonna talk about that. But the fact that he came out with a game plan, Eberflus, that is, that was predicated on man to man, that was a step in the right direction. We don't know what's going on with Diggs. It don't sound quite right, but something going on with him. Sounds like he really was injured though, but I don't think it was a injury from what he says it is. I think he might have gotten in trouble. Somebody might have whooped his ass, something like that. But I don't think he was not injured. I think he really was injured. But it's the how he got injured that's the conversation. But we'll get into that too. Um, Montana 808. What up, man? Who else we got in here? Road Runner, what's up? He said, Morning, Okoye. How about George Pickens edition? Hey, man, I'm going to talk about that too. That's actually funny that you brought that up. I think I'll start there before we get into the defense because I got a little bit of film of the defense. But George Pickens' conversation is going to be interesting. Blast Media Network, he said, What's up, Okoye? Them boys put boots to ass, or belt to ass too. Yeah, that's a fact. The George Pickens conversation though, man. Did any of y'all watch that press conference with him and CD Lamb after the fact, the post game interview? Man, he said, I heard Diggs' old lady put the ass. I believe that. I believe that's what happened. I think somebody hurt Diggs. And I don't think it was like because Jerry was like, I hope it ain't nothing legal. And no cops were called, so it was cool. But yeah, I think she busted him in his head with something, and he gonna be all right. But he must have got caught cheating, and she went to town on him. I mean, plus his brother is a Gipper, so maybe she caught him being Gipper-ish with his brother or something. I don't know, but there's a lot going on in their world right now. Shout out to the Diggs family. You know what I'm saying? But back to the press conference. The reporters are shady as shit, man. They trying to get Lamb. I don't know if y'all heard the undertones, but they kept trying to get Lamb and Pickens at each other. You know what I mean? And I don't know why they kept doing it. And I think Pickens is a lot more seasoned at dealing with that than Lamb is because Lamb he didn't quite know what to say. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know what to say. Like Lamb was saying certain shit where it's like you sound like you still kind of like in competition with GP. And GP Faces was telling it all, like, what that mean? Or what that mean? He kept looking up, trying to figure out like what you mean by that. Matter of fact, let me put it on real quick. And then, we could watch it, then we could talk about it. But maybe I'm tripping, but that's what I heard when I was listening to these interviews. It was like, hey, you sound kind of shady there, shorty. She kept doing it. Hold up. Where that post game interview at? Yeah, I don't know where the oh, there it go. Hold on a second, yo. I'm trying to find the right one, and they don't got that one. Hold on a second. I wanna see the one where both of them came out together. Alright, I mean, I don't wanna hold the show up looking for this joint. I'm just gonna talk about it because I don't wanna hold the show up looking for it, and I wanna find it so y'all can watch it. But just if you have time, watch the CD Lamb, George Pickens post-game interview, man. The reporters kept asking questions like, "How much fun are you guys having together?" Then they was asking questions about, CD's dynamic with George Pickens' dynamic with the team, and so on. So it was just a lot going on with that, and you could see Pickens' face every time CD answered the question, kind of shaky, and he kept bringing it back in like he's a PR guy. I think CD Lamb need like a PR director or something. He don't know what to say out his mouth because he kept saying certain things. I'm like, it's gonna be a problem between y'all two because I don't think CD know how to share spotlights like that. Pickens don't give a damn because he like I am what I am. But and he kept throwing the ball back to or passing it back to CD like, yeah, man, he tough. I know how to fit in, play my part, blah blah blah. CD like, yeah, we always competitive. It's always a competition. They're like, why are you doing that though? Listen, all you gotta say to shut that down, like, listen, we all on the same team. We do what we do. I root for him like he root for me. That's it. Keep it basic. You don't gotta dig in, especially after a win and you excited. They try and catch you slipping up, saying some shit that can turn the whole, tide back to some BS. And it's not there now. So let's leave that alone. But CD, yeah, I peep that. Just watch it. It's funny because I peep all the undertones when people talk, and I'm just very good at it. You know what I mean? CD got to get it together though. You know what I mean? He was hearing too much, like you said, too much noise on Twitter talking about what GP doing, and it just I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. Let me keep it up. You know what I mean? GP is on that ass though. You know what I'm saying? Because he make it look real easy. I ain't gonna hold you. Like he looked like he jogging out there, and he's still busting people ass, but he never looked like he really running. I'm like, is it me? I look like I could keep up with Buddy. He not moving. I'm like, yo, he don't look like he really trying. That's bad because he making it look easy. And everything is in How you got slow motion and full motion replay? You in slow motion still. Like when he catch the ball, he's still in slow mo. He moves in slow motion, but fast at the same time. I don't get how he do it. You know what I mean? It was a dude that played in the league that was like that. I think his name was Jacoby Ford, maybe. It was the bull who for Baltimore. He's a kickoff returner. He didn't look fast. Ed Reed didn't look fast even when he was moving, but he be moving. He got that same gracefulness when he run. GP is like he don't look like he cooking, but he'll cook you. But he don't look like he moving like that. So I like. I mean, CD got to watch out because he is making a lot of these crazy ass catches look real routine. You know what I'm saying? It don't even look hard for him. So CD gonna be he gonna have his work cut out for him if he trying to compete with GP because what GP does is GP's thing. You know what I mean? CD's thing is like you could do a little bit of everything, including what GP does. A lot of the circus catches too, but you drop a lot of passes, CD. You ain't got time to be dropping the passes right now because Dak got himself a favorite target, and you better watch out, man. I'm gonna start some shit if I keep talking this way too, but I'm just talking my shit because of the reporters, man. But anyway, I ain't come to talk about the offense, although the offense once again did what it was supposed to do, put up points and look like it is, which is the number one offense in the league. I look at Dak Prescott as playing um, top football right now. I think he's playing as the best quarterback in the league right now. And I know people are going to say whatever they want to say about me saying that, but Dak Prescott is playing the best ball at the QB position in the league right now. I mean, anything you can ask a QB to do, especially between the ears on the cerebral tip, he's doing it and he's processing at a very high level. And that accompanied by that run game is crazy to me, that they're able to play at such a high level together. Now, I do want to make sure Javonte Williams stays healthy the entire season. So I do want to see him getting spelled a little bit. He needs some help. Needs somebody to share some of the load, I think. But and maybe that's Mafa and Hunter Lipke. Let them get some carries, 5 carries each, something like that. Not a lot, but just take about 5 to 10 carries off main man body so that he can be there for us down the stretch. That's all I really want. You know what I mean? Is Williams healthy if we were to make the playoffs, um, which I think we do make. Um, this is a playoff team. It's just the defense doesn't have to be great for us to make the playoffs. The defense has to do what it did this game, which is be middle of the pack. I'm not high on the defense now that we're talking about it. I'm not high on what they did. I was happy about the philosophy switch, meaning he played more man. I'm not impressed by playing man against backup receivers and then half the game backup quarterback. Although the backup quarterback idea happened because Shamar James actually put their quarterback out, so I can't complain about that part. But the receivers themselves, they didn't have to play against Debo or Terry McLaurin, so that is definitely a lot easier to do. But we also didn't have Diggs, so it's not like we were at full strength in our secondary either. So, with Bridges out there, we still looked okay in man. So I'm going to give them their credit where credit is due. But I'm not like everybody else that acts like they forgot last week and they riding high. There's a saying, right? I make my sons memorize this poem. Y'all might like it. It's called "If" by Rudyard Kipling. Right? Love that poem. It's like the backbone or the skeleton of a man. Like if you want to know what a man is and you don't know, or you grew up and you didn't know what a man was supposed to do, it's like every tenet or every stanza in that poem tells you exactly what a man is, right? But there's one in particular where it talks about um, meeting with both triumph and disaster and treating both imposters just the same. Meaning, don't get too high on your wins, don't get too low on your losses, keep it even kill. And I think that's a problem with a lot of our fan base because right now everybody's talking Super Bowl shit again. And this is why they start hating players and hating coaches viscerally because that dopamine drop when they lose again, if they don't go on a streak and they lose again, is too far because you guys get too high off of things that just say, okay, this is a base to me, it's a baseline win. We went out and did what we were supposed to do against a weakened Washington team. Although our defense has been bottom of the pack, I'm glad that it stepped up and looked better this game. But I need to see us against a bona fide receiver core before I start to give too many accolades to the secondary. The front seven, however, we knew they wanted to come out and run the ball due to the fact that they didn't have receivers. And the front seven did an excellent job stopping the run flat. And I'm talking about guys who traditionally I even think can't stop the run, and that's like Kenneth Murray. I said, hey, I've been saying all season, the reason he's here is because of his pass coverage. He makes dumb decisions when it comes to his run fits, but I think they changed something in what they asked him to key on versus run because he was reacting faster. He guessed correctly every time this time. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. He never does that. Usually he's going to jump in the wrong gap. He's going to try to go around the block instead of through the block. He's not going to slash when he should. He's going to wait for the contact instead of going to it. He didn't do none of that this game. So hats off to Kenneth Murray. Hats off to definitely Deron Bland. Bland was everywhere. I mean, when they had him playing zone, he was coming down, filling and hitting. When they had him playing man, he was Velcro. So uh, it looked good. It looked good. But like I said, I'm not gonna put the Google glasses on right now because I need to see, like they say, what's their word for this season is consistency. I need to see some consistency before I crown them a good defense or a better defense. I don't think they're anything other than what they already were, which is a team that has talent and talent enough to play man coverage and a coach that was stubbornly not doing that. I don't think that the defense just went up a notch. I think they've been this good. It's just they weren't playing man coverage. I think they're a better defense in man than they are in zone. And I do understand the need for zone, but I think you know how they say you kind of throw the ball to set up runs or you run to set up pass. I think this defense is if you want to run zone, you run man to confuse quarterbacks when you actually switch and sneak a zone coverage in there. You don't run zone all day if with this team. You run man and then you allow them to, do certain things. Like when you want to zone blitz or when you want to blitz Shamar James the way they were, and you want to, like I said, zone blitz the way they were. But then then you mix it in. You do it on third downs or you do it, in press in certain situations, certain downs and distances. But this is a man coverage defense, and it showed yesterday. Even the backups look good, running around and tracking their man, right? That's what they were doing. So yeah, like what I saw there. I got a little bit of film on that. I'm gonna see what y'all talking about real quick, and then we gonna dig into some film in a second. Let's see. He said, "I don't believe GP even has gone nuclear yet." Yeah, he hasn't. He ain't go off yet. Um, Trip Aces said Pickens has proven to just have needed the scenery change. There's something a bit rotten in Pittsburgh. Their own line ain't right. Arthur Smith seems a bit stuck in the '90s. Rodgers is saving them. No, I think he was tripping over there though a little bit. But what I will say to his credit, when you watch a guy like DK Metcalf come in and make the money that you think you deserve, or you deserve because of your talent, and you get shipped out, that's a humbling experience, especially when it's due to your behavior, I think, with the coach, not so much the locker room. Because I think in Pittsburgh, they said he was a great teammate too. It wasn't about his antics when it came to his teammates. It's some of the things he would do in the field, like with his competitiveness, like he might get you a flag or two for talking too much shit to a opponent, which probably puts him in the doghouse with his coach. Made some decisions that probably weren't the brightest when it came to just his intensity. Right, I get that. But I think that experience humbled him, and that's probably why he came in here the way he is. Number one, number two, he has a quarterback now who can get him the ball, so the frustration level ain't as high because one, he's not asked to be the number one guy here. He's asked to be a helpmate, which is new to him. That's number one. But number two, he has a quarterback that can actually get him the ball, who actually communicates with him, who actually is looking to try to incorporate him into the game and the game plan aggressively. So um, there's nothing to really see here. You know what I mean? He's not gonna complain. It's just like AJ Brown when he first came, started playing with Jalen Hurts. They loved each other because he was getting the ball. He had 1,500 yards that season. It looked like a match made in heaven. So you gotta, tides ebb and flow. You gotta wait till they ebb before you start to say what the reasoning is, because we don't know, you know, he's a rescue. You know what I mean? You know how you got to rescue dog. I rescue dogs all the time. I got a bunch of dogs here. I got 4. Yeah, I got 4 dogs here. One was pregnant. She ate her kids. It's wild. She was pregnant, man. My Kango ate her babies. That's what I was dealing with over the weekend. Chris called me, put me on his show. I said, man, I'm at the vet right now, man. My dog was pregnant and I ain't find no puppies. Where the puppies at? We x-rayed the puppies in her stomach. That motherfucker is crazy. But yeah, she did that. Anyway, he's like a rescue. A rescue, you don't know what you have until you trigger whatever trauma that dog particularly has, right? And I don't think we know what GP's triggers are because he hasn't had any lulls yet. Nothing's happened. So I'm not sold on that either. But thus far, he a problem. You know what I'm saying? He's a problem. Here we go. Let's see. Some people have suggested trade credit for and sign trade credit and sign GP. You mean CD? I think you mean with credit. That must be autocorrect. Hell no, that's dumb as hell. You keep both of them. Did you think Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison shouldn't play together? They played together. Why can't these guys play together? You can have 2 number ones. We always think that one got to do better than the other. Like we don't. They don't got to be that way. We got 2 of them. That's good. Dak is the clear best QB in the league, followed by Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones balling too right now. Yeah, that is true. 4 has his receivers knowledgeable. Yeah, they are smart. Dallas O-line is this Trip Aces. He said O-line is top 3 in the league when healthy, giving Dak space to be great. Never get it mistaken. Um, no, because even when they're not healthy, he's still doing it. So it's Dak. I mean, I think the O-line is definitely better now than ever before. But even if you watch the Packers game, that O-line wasn't giving Dak no time. They was getting their ass whooped. Parsons was on that ass. He was whooping their ass up and down the line. No problem. It's just that Dak's clock was on time. So this line with the wrong quarterback or a jumpy, jittery quarterback, like Hurts couldn't play behind this line. Hurts would be out. He'd be running. because, they're not holding up their blocks as long as you might think. They're just giving Dak. Dak knows his line. He knows all 8 men because about 8 of them play. But he knows all of them and their tendencies, and they know him. So, he knows when he has time. I saw him yesterday make some good decisions. Like he knew when Still was beat, and he just waited it out. He waited for Steele to ride his guy up the field, but he knew that's not going to last. So he took off and then, made his throw on the run. But he's adjusting to this line in a major way. I think Dak is playing at that level where he's not just cerebral, but he's doing some of the things you saw and you liked out of Romo, where Romo might dip down I remember it against the Giants. He dipped down against the pass rush and then just stood back up, then dip down again, and then threw a ball to Dez in the back of the end zone. Like Romo used to do shit like that, and I saw Dak doing things like that the other day. It was like, okay, that's why I don't really have a lot of rap for Dak. Like we know what we're looking at with that. It's the defense that I was talking about, due to the fact that there's a lot going on with our conversations and what we expect of the defense. He said, "I take Pickens over Tolbert all day long." Who wouldn't take Pickens over Tolbert? That's easy as hell. Tolbert's a number 3 receiver or number 4. That's where he should be. He's not a number 1 or 2 guy. Without an O-line, you have shit, no run or pass. I mean, that's true, but our O-line is decimated. We still running. Pickens is that guy at receiver. He changes the entire offense, a true X we haven't had in a while. Yeah, we haven't had one since Dez. And it's beautiful that you could see the growth in Dak, because the reason Dez could not play here with Dak is because Dak was a young quarterback who couldn't make the types of throws that he's making this season. Like back shoulder passes, Dak wasn't doing those. Those moon balls where he's throwing the ball all the way up in the air, like the Packers game where George Pickens had to go up and get it. Dak wasn't making those throws. The passes that you saw on the sidelines, like those was perfect coverages. Like Lattimore should be frustrated because Lattimore was covering the shit out of GP. He was on his hip all day and could not stop him because Dak was placing the ball perfectly. Like Dak could not do that in the past. He couldn't throw back shoulder passes, fade routes. You know what I mean? He was a slant dig. He was a slant dig and post guy. The ball had to be converging across the pyramid. Meaning, if the mic is the quarterback, the ball he had to be thrown in this pyramid right here. Meaning short to the inside and deep middle. That was it. He couldn't throw deep outside anywhere in the beginning of his career, not with any touch. Now Dak can deliver the ball anywhere you need him to, effectively, and that's a different Dak Prescott. Um, King Reezy, Okoye, do you think they should bring Mafa up, give them young bulls some shine to spell Williams? I do. I think they waiting to bring Mafa up though, and I think they're waiting to kind of showcase Blue as well because one, you already know young guys in the first 2 years they have problems. They reach that wall halfway through the season, their legs ain't there. Whether they defensive or offensive players, most rookies and sophomores reach that wall where they just get tired because they're used to a shorter season in the college, right? So I think part of the philosophy is Schottenheimer's trying to make sure that, hey, they're going to have a good 8 games in them, 8 to 10 games, and that's all they got. Do you want that to happen in the beginning of the season where they can get hurt? We don't really need them right now. Or do you want to bring them on as a change of pace later in the season when some of these other guys, these veterans, are kind of banged up? I think that's the thought process, and I think that's a smart way to do it. Because if you mix Maffa in and he gets one carry and gets hurt, God forbid, now you don't have that option later on in the season. But you do if you just let him take his time, let him come back fully healthy, ready to go with Maffa's running style, which is a lot like Javonte Williams' running style. They're both like hammers, and everything in front of them is a nail. That's the way they are. So I think that you don't need 2 of those guys right this second. I think you could give Hunter some carries. Since Blue is playing, you can give Blue some carries, maybe 10 carries between the 2 of those guys. That's it, just to keep him fresh. 49ers obliterated Atlanta using gap scheme and Kittle. Got rid of Brindle and the center and learned to be masculine again. Slam that gap over. What the hell? Pause, bro. That was a lot. I don't know what you mean. Is a slam the gap over and over again. Come on, bro. You going too far. All right, hopefully, Siobhan Revel will arrive relatively good shape soon. Maybe. If it's an all-time classic poem. Yeah, if you know it. Yeah, if you know it, you got some sense. If is that, you know, yeah, if it's the shit. If you can keep your head. Yep. What you know about that, Brandon? Words to live by, Koye. Never go too low or fly too high. That's facts. You'd be like Icarus, and your wings will burn. Kipling was the biggest racist of his day. I don't care. It's a lot of racists today. Do you think that? So when people talk about racism, they think that it's a problem. And I know I'm always a problem when you talk about this. They think that people have a problem with racial identity or racial superiority. I don't got a problem with that. I don't got a problem with an Irish person thinking Irish people are the shit. I don't got a problem with Italians thinking Italians are the shit, or even not liking other groups. I don't got a problem with that because do what you do, right? May the best man win if you want to fight to do some crazy shit like that. That's not the problem. Systemic racism, when you just want to obliterate a whole group of people off the planet, that's a problem. But people not liking me, I don't give a shit. I never cared because it can't stop me. And if I focused on that, where I'm going, I ain't going nowhere. So I never really cared about when people say, like, Elvis Presley was a racist. I don't give a fuck about Elvis. I don't care what he doing. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Kipling might have been a racist. That don't mean the poem is trash. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. His poem's cool. Whatever he did in his own time, he did that. But the poem definitely helped me. And I can rock with the poem. You know what I mean? I ain't say I want to eat lunch with the guy, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, Put Rebel on the outside and move Diggs back to free safety. What? No, man. Diggs ain't no damn free safety. Diggs need to be where Diggs is at. Y'all just playing around with people's lives. It's funny because people that are making excuses for Washington belt the ass didn't give the same energy for the injuries Dallas has been dealing with. That is an excellent point. You got CD Lamb that was out, the entire offensive line out. The defense is losing people left and right. You got Diggs in and out of the lineup. Bland was out of the lineup for a while this season already. You know what I mean? You got guys banged up front. So yeah, good point. Good point, my man. I love seeing Shotty run sweeps and different running plays. Been calling for that for 3+ years. Yeah. Murray played his best run defense yesterday. Yeah, Murray played. Matter of fact, let me look at this real quick. I don't know how much of it I got in here, but let me see. Defense versus Washington. Let's bring it in. Let's bring it in, folks. Let's see what we got. You know how they do me. So I'm trying not to do too much. I think this is Murray. So Murray had tackle 3 tackles for loss. So no gains is losses. So he had 2 no gains, 1 tackle for loss versus a pass play, and a sack. So he had 4 tackles in the backfield, but he had a sack that was he just chased Daniels out of bounds and they gave him a sack for it. But still, it's like, yo, Murray had a hell of a game. And then his reaction to the run was pretty good. Even this right here, he didn't make this play. But look at how this is what we weren't getting from him last week. So if you look at Murray's in the middle of the field and pay attention to the formation, because this formation is what I want them to continue doing the rest of the year. You can call it 4-3 over, or you can call it 3-4. This is a 3-4 look, though, right here, right? You see 3 down linemen. You see over here, you got Fowler standing up, and then you got Marist Liufau playing as Sam, setting the edge, and then you got your plugger and your middle linebacker, right? Boom. Watch this, though. So you see, Mars is going to deal with that trap block right there, but watch Murray in the middle of the field. James is waiting for this to cut back his way, but Murray is going to blow through this block right there. He wasn't doing that the rest of the season. He was trying to run around the block. I don't care if you don't make the play. You got to go through the target, though. And he went through his target this time. And I'm like, this game, he just seemed more aggressive. I don't know what was told to him by Eberflus, but whatever it is, it worked because his keys are faster. Whatever he was keying in on in the beginning of the season, he wasn't reading run properly because he was keying the wrong things. But his keys, and what I mean by keys, for those who don't know, is wherever your eyes are told to go by your coach. Your coach gives you different keys. based on a certain scheme or based on a run fit or a certain technique they want you to run, they'll tell you what they want you to read based on their scheme, and those are your reads. So his reads are different now, are faster. Watch this. So he's in the middle of the field here. This is a tackle for loss for Kenny Murray right here. Boom. Good tackle. You know what I'm saying? I want him to break down a little sooner, but still, 2-yard loss, just as good as a sack right there for me. So I like what he's doing for sure this game because I mean all the coverage stuff like this type of stuff he's been doing all season, and that was the reason I could justify putting him on the field. But now the way he played the run and the way he blitzed yesterday, now I was like, oh okay, I can get with that. I still saw Shamar James, even though he got that sack, I don't think Shamar James should be getting tick over Marist. Personally, I just don't think he should. I don't. I like him, but I don't think he's the best linebacker or the second best linebacker in the room right now. I don't. I think Marist is. I think Marist is the best linebacker in that room right now, even with Kenneth Murray playing. There's Marist right now. That's Kenneth Murray's sack right there. He got a sack off this play right here. But that was due to Marist doing what he did. But there's Marist, who I think is the best one, our best active linebacker right now. But I don't know what it is. He might be in the doghouse for something, but he's relegated to playing outside linebacker and not middle or plugger or even nickel. So I don't know. They're giving Shamar James those reps. It worked yesterday, so nobody's going to say anything about that. But right here, this play here, this was a play that everybody was talking about. We're in cover 2, and this is what I mean when I say he's not ready just yet. I'm not trying to pick on Shamar. It's just we're in cover 2. You see Kenneth Murray's passing Ertz over, and once he crosses James, he stops. But he should have just chased this play anyway. But he knows he's out of his zone. He's trying to get back into his own zone. Shamar James is not paying attention, and they're not communicating. So he doesn't know that, hey, this is now in your zone. But miscommunication between those guys, and lack of field awareness on this one from both, because Murray, like I said, Murray's carrying him over, but then he sees, hey, his eyes are back to the left, so he needs to get back into his zone. Now he flips his eyes back, or he flips his hips to the right, and both of them are standing in the same spot. Murray and James, this is wrong because they're in the same spot covering grass, right? I'd like James to, pay attention to what's around him and plaster up on the guy that's standing adjacent to you in your zone. I would like him to do that. Just normal shit. Boom. This is Bland. Bland was like, man, Bland played lights out yesterday, man. This is like vintage Bland. So they took Reddy Stewart out. So the adjustments that Eberflus made defensively, he took Toye off the field, played Mazi. He took Sanborn, even though Sanborn's healthy. James got the start over Sanborn. He took Reddy Stewart out of the nickel position, even though he was good at nickel, but him being at nickel was forcing Bland to play outside. And even though Bland is good outside, Bland is like extremely good at nickel. So when you have two guys that can play primarily nickel, and you got one that at nickel is like a savant and the other is just solid, you play the one that's the savant. And now Reddy Stewart had to sit on the bench and play special teams, which is why Bridges came up and was playing outside, because Bridges probably plays outside better than Reddy Stewart, and better than, good enough for you to patch him in there, right? But I think that's what you're gonna see the rest of the season. It's gonna be Diggs outside or playing your match guy, and Bland will be your slot guy. And then Elam held up pretty good too. But Bland, man, his viciousness and his he's just vicious at the point of attack and was just relentless. Relentless. Like the tackles that he was making, the coverages, he did everything very well. But look at your boy K9, man. Like he was not doing this shit at all. Watch how he gets into the gap. Boom. Makes the decision, forces the cut. And those guys eat, they eat because of that. But he wasn't making quick, snappy decisions. Like he was doing more, he was waiting. So he would have waited in this gap for the ball to come his way rather than striking here. And now he's attacking. That's all I wanted to see from 59. even if you're wrong, be wrong going 110 miles an hour and do your thing. Like here, you blitz there, boom. That's where we want them throwing the ball to outside the sticks. Let's see what's happening here. So look, I keep getting these looks in here for you guys because everybody says they want to run 3-4. What do you guys see? This is a 3-4 look. So Eberflus is being very multiple with his looks in that regard. This is a 3-4 front. You got Clark at the nose. You got Osa where he should be. Osa is better at 3-4 defensive end than he is at 3 tech. Uh, oh, did they cut me? Oh, I thought they cut me. But yeah. Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, I removed it, put it back in there, but what's up? Here we go. Here's that play again. He said there's a delay. Yeah, I don't know. It's a storm here, so maybe it's the storm. Who knows? But yeah, here's that 3-4 look again. Here's another one. We ran it kind of all day. There goes Ezraku eating in it this time. Let me see. So this time we got Mazi at the nose, we got Osa at the 4 tech, and Clowney at 4 tech. We played this. I think we have better personnel 4-3-4 than we do for 4-3 anyway, because you can get all these guys on the field at the same time. If you got Marist Liufau, Ezraku setting your edges, playing your edges, like look how they collapsed down on this line. I like what I saw out of the 3-4 looks. They was aggressive and they were strong at the point of attack. Here it is again. You see what I'm saying? We ran this a lot, and I think we should run it all season. To be honest, Mazi just got ran over by Osa though. Everybody got ran over. Let me see that again. Osa gonna run into the back of Mazi, I think, crashing. Yep. Boom. Oh no, that was Clowney that hit him. Boom. Mazi's down. But that was a blitz off the edge. Who blitzed? Oh, that was Dono. Dono blitzed off the edge. Dono did this like 3-4 times. He missed those blitzes, man. I'm like, you gotta get there, bro. Like we would be off your ass if you just nailed one of these every 2 games. You know what I mean? He finished the season with 6, 7 sacks. We'll leave you alone. We ain't gonna bother you doing that. But that's what you gotta do. Can't keep missing and saying you want to stay on the field. Can't do it. Boom. As you can see, the defense though, looking way better, man. This is like a wide 9-3-4 look. Boom, same look though. And Murray, maybe that's the change for Murray is this 3-4 front because he's that those 5 guys up front. So when I say the 5 guys, I mean Ezraku, Solomon Thomas, Clark, uh, you got Sam Williams there, and then on the right of Sam Williams, you don't see him, but Marist Liufau's over. There goes Mars, right? So those 5 guys up front are occupying this entire offensive line, which makes it easier for Shamar James and Murray to read, right? So from Shamar James covering that grass over there, he just went to the grass, which is what he's supposed to do in his gap. And then, Murray did the same. But they can react a lot quicker because nobody touched them. They stayed clean. Watch this center. I think it's the center. Try to get off. And yep, it's the center. Try to peel off of Clark to get to Murray. And, it's not the center, it's the guard. But he's going to fall. Boom. So Murray got to stay untouched for majority of this game due to them running these 3-4 fronts. And I think you should continue to do that. I think we should continue that. That's Bland again in coverage. Let's see what's happening here. Running cover 1. Yeah, I like man coverage way better, man. Like even though, yeah, you can get beat, but I just like man coverage way better. I feel like these guys are more comfortable with that, and they're athletes. And they ain't the smartest. They ain't the smartest or the best communicators as we can see. But man coverage look good. It looked good on them. They go Bland just running around hitting shit still. Look at these tackles. Like, this is all Bland, man. So Bland's in zone on this one. This is cover 2. Watch this. So Bland's at the top of the screen. Boom. So he carries the seam. And what I mean by carry the seam, meaning there's 2 routes. They're trying to get him to, they're trying to high-low Bland on this play, right? So he carries the seam and to the safety, meaning he just retreats just enough to make sure if the quarterback were to go to that seam route early, he's covered, right? And then once he gets to his depth right there, he gets to his depth where he's set to drive on the play beneath, and now everything above, meaning that safety and Kenny Murray, can carry that seam inside out, right? So that's what they're doing. While Bland is driving on the underneath route, and perfectly, boom, perfectly timed. Perfectly timed. Well, not perfectly, because he could have got an interception if it was perfectly timed. But it was timed well enough where it was a bang bang play. Boom. But textbook tackle, though, I'll give you that. Bland is doing some nice things out there for you. Right here, I saw Bell try to blow this guy up after Murray misses this tackle. So Murray's on him, on Nichols, and then Bell blew him up, but it just wound up resetting his balance. And he got some more yards as a result of that. There go that 3-4 set right there again. So your 3 down line. Oh shit. Where am I? Not this play. Am I in the right place? I think I was past it. Yeah, we were past all that. My bad, y'all. Yeah, we was up here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So your 3 down linemen are Clark, Sam Williams, and Osa. And then you got stand up over there. I think I can't see who that is in the sun. I think it's Ezraku though, or it's Fowler. And then you got over here, you got Marist. Boom. But that's your 3-4. And again, what do you see? Your middle linebacker is running free because those front 5 guys are able to occupy, what's that? Damn, those 8 guys on the line, but 5 guys took out 8, right? Look at that. Boom. Those 5 guys up front are occupying all 8 of those linemen. And then your plugger, who is Shamar James, is going to deal with the guard that's reaching to the second level. Boom. And Kenny Murray is free. And he makes the play. Boom. Good tackle. Good tackle. Whatever they're doing, they need to keep doing it because I've never seen Kenny Murray play the run well at all. God damn. Clowney is a motherfucker. Did y'all see what Clowney did on this play? I didn't see it until, look at this. Smack. He tried to knock Buddy head off. Even though the guy was cut blocking. I thought he trashed him standing up. The guy tried to cut him. He was trapping. 87 right here. But he met him perfectly with his shoulder. But I thought he smacked him to the ground like that. That was crazy. Let's see it from this angle. Still good play. And another good play by your boy 59. Nobody touched him on this one either. Let me see. Nope. Yeah, he reads and reacts well when he don't have to shed. I guess that's what it is because he ain't have to shed no blocks. But Kenny Murray had himself a game, man. He had a good game. That's Clowney right there knocking passes down. That's the sack by Shamar James. Shamar J still look like he can't cut nowhere. I mean, that's my guy though. But still, look at them feet look like they hurt when he running, man. I'm like, what's up with his feet? I don't know. Maybe his shoes too small or something, or he got fucked up feet or something. But his feet look crazy when he run, and I'm not tripping. This is their interception. Yep. Boop. So watch what they're in on this one. This is zone. I believe it's cover 2. Let me see. No, it's cover 3. So they're in cover 3, and Bland is just doing what he's supposed to do. He's bracketing that receiver right there, right now, and he's watching the flats. Watching the flats. Now he's going to drift. He's drifting, and Mariota just didn't see him in the sun, maybe, but Bland got this one out of zone. It wasn't even in man. I thought it was in man, but he was in zone, just waiting, and that ball came his way. But the good thing about it is the way they ran that game, the way they played that game, made it so that their confidence when it comes to playing man for the majority of the game, his confidence, Eberflus's confidence has to be up as a result. So you're going to see a lot more man coverage now, I hope. Shout out to Bland for doing that. Oh, look at your boy Mazi doing something. Let me see what your boy did. My young boy. Let me see. So Mazi right there in the middle of the field. Let me see what he's doing. Boom. All right, so they doing that was like a twist between him and who? Who's that? That's Osa. So Osa's driving or wedging up the field. Yeah, Osa going wedge up the field. Mazi was gap exchanging with Osa. Boom, he's in his gap. Oh, that's good. Boom. 1 yard stop. Not bad. Not bad. All right, young boy. See, that's what I was talking about though with my man Wilson. I would leave you alone, even with the coverage delays, if you were nailing on these. He missed like 3 of those. He missed like 3 of them. None of them turn into a big play, but when you miss those, they can turn into big plays. The whole purpose in blitzing you is for you to get there. Like once you get the opportunity, you got to take it. Can't keep missing those because that's the difference between good and great. Getting the pressure there is good, but we want greatness, and we'll see greatness if you stop missing on those. It was a good little rush from Mazi on that one. A good bull rush. I put this play in there because these are the type of plays we want. This is what we want Diggs for. Look at this. So he's on the opposite hash right now. Mariota is, right? This is cover 1. I think they're playing cover 1. Oh, no. They're playing cover 3. It's zone. But you see how far Mariota has to throw this ball? I want him throwing balls like this at Diggs. Elam did okay there. That was cool, but I think if Diggs is over there, that's another pick 6 right there. If you threw this ball at Diggs, it's a wrap. Like these are the type of plays that would make Diggs, who he used to be, meaning force quarterbacks to throw the ball far and away from the line of scrimmage at you or at him, and he'll be everything we want him to be. Let me see. Oh. See, look at Murray and who else is there? I think there was Shamar James too. But look at Murray's pursuit angles to the balls. Like he's smooth now. This game, this is the best he looked. Yeah, this is the best he looked as far as like his flow to the ball. I'm talking about in his career, I've never seen him do it. Like versus run, he's never been that reactive ever. Man, they fucked him up. Who was it? This is this that 3-4 look again, but oh no, this ain't 3-4. This is now this is really this is big nickel, right? And you got Shamar James just playing out on the edge, but they still giving you a front 5. So it's really that 5-1-5 type look. We ran this a lot when Micah Parsons was here. But 5-1-5 is still good for a guy like Murray because you got 5 guys up front that are going to occupy the line of scrimmage if it was a run play. Boom. But it's pass. He going, yeah, everybody's playing man or match man. And this is Ezraku sack. Finally got his sack. Good shit, man. Good shit. Yeah. All right, my bad, y'all. It was kind of choppy there, but like I said, I haven't edited anything. Boom. He said Bridges was getting cooked. He said Mazi got messed up by DQ's punk ass having him lose 40 pounds. He's still recovering from that debacle. Yeah, I give him that. He said Mazi but not get benched anymore. I think they playing favoritism when they bench Mazi because I haven't. I mean, if you see how Shamar James is making some plays that make it so that you can justify not putting Sanborn back on the field, they were trying to give Toya that leeway. So we're gonna put Toya in so you can get a sample size of him. And if he makes one play, two plays, a sack, something that makes people say, then you don't got to put Mazi back on the field. Then you can trade Mazi. But every time they've done it and they put Toya in there, whether it's preseason or the two times in the regular season that he done it, he hasn't done anything. So they can't justify it at this point. Like, why are you even trying it now as if Toya is balling or doing something? You can't keep saying it's because of practice when the guy gets some real games. Sorry, I got a crud in my eye. But when the guy gets some real games, he's not doing shit. So uh, I don't think that's going to keep. That doesn't work for me. I'm like Mozzie's better than Toya. And to be honest, Mozzie playing the way he played last season with Clark in front of him makes that room even better because Mozzie wasn't trash last year. He just wasn't great. He was average. But Clark is good, good. So if Clark's in front of him and then you got Solomon Thomas and Osa in that room, and then you just throwing him in there, that makes your defensive line better and solid, especially on the interior. So I don't think Toya should be in the rotation. And if he is, it's because there's favorites and because, Eberfluss handpicked Toya. So of course he wants to try to give him some tick. Just like I don't think Shamar James is better than Marist Leifau or Sanborn, to be honest with you. But Shamar James is getting a tick because Eberfluss handpicked him. Now, I don't know I don't know how that's going to carry out the rest of the season, but that's how they're moving right now. And I'm not hating on. I like everybody who bleed for the star. So I ain't hating on Toya, not hating on Shamar James. I just want to make that clear. It's just being honest. Like I'm watching these guys, and I'm like, well, when is he making these plays that are supposed to take him to the upper echelon? I don't see it from either one of those guys yet. That sack, I give him his credit for his sack. Nobody blocked you, but give him credit for his sack. It was a sack and a forced fumble. Good play by Shamar James. But that is a play that I mean. Now the things that they've been saying about him are justified. So Sanborn may not get his job back. And Marist Liufau, now you don't have to worry about people asking you questions as to why Marist Liufau isn't playing over him because he did something that makes you say, oh, all right, well, we can see he's making plays, right? So yeah, that's the way it's gonna be, I think. Let's see. See what y'all saying. He said meaning he can make plays if he's smart. Oh, you was talking about Shamar James. Shamar James about to be the new Dono. He's supposed to set a tone. Yeah, but it's not Shamar James is a smart player. It's not his smarts that's the problem. It's his change of direction is my issue with him, and he just doesn't change direction very well. But I know that Eberfluss knows that too, because Eberfluss does not blitz, but he blitzed Shamar James like 5, 6 times yesterday because he's good going in a straight line. Like if you set him in a direction, he's a missile. So instead of having him out in space where he has to keep changing direction and reading and reacting, just tell him, hey, before the play starts, you go hit that guy or you're going after the quarterback. And he played a lot better, I think, as a result of that. He said Toya has been trash. Yes, he has. But nobody gonna say it. I know there wasn't any wide receivers, but run defense looked good. That's what I based it off of too. The run defense definitely looked good. So they were forced to pass because they couldn't just run the ball up and down the field on us. 59 has been playing pretty good on one foot most of the season. Some of his lateral challenges come later in games after he looks like he re-injures that ankle. Yep, he keep retaping the ankle. His ankle was messed up since the Giants game. The Giants game, he got hurt, and he hasn't been the same since. But he's still playing pretty good in coverage despite that. And I think, I appreciate you actually catching that because most people don't even see it when we talk about him. Do what do you say? Do I used to be Dono? I think that's what you meant. Used to be a solid open field tackler. That was the best, almost only part of his game. Yeah, Now he takes bad angles. Donald got to slow down instead of trying to blow them up. Yeah, that's a fact. Let's see what else y'all saying. Judah's Redemption. What's up with you, Brody? He said, "Ain't nobody show up to any of those show up at any of those games." What you mean? Montana 808 beats. He said he showed up versus the Giants, Eagles, Jets, Washington. The times he didn't play, Dallas got torched versus the run. Who we talking about here? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you said Mazi showed up on the screen yesterday. uh You said oh yeah, you were responding to that. He said he showed up versus the Giants, Eagles, Jets, and Washington. The times he didn't play, Dallas got torched versus the run. You're exactly right. Every game that he didn't play in, we got killed versus the run. That's true. The end of the Jets game, he played, but I think Sanborn was the reason they got ran on in the Jets game. The game after, who was that? I don't forgot. That's how bad it was. Carolina. He ain't playing Carolina. They gave Toye the nod, and we got ran through like Swiss cheese. And he couldn't get Clark off the field because when Clark needed a spell, you had Toye in there, and Toye wasn't it. Oh man, tired as hell, man. Let's see what else y'all saying though. Shotty said earlier in the week, not like we're going to come out in 3-4 in a 3-4 defense or something. Got to start paying attention to his jokes. Oh yeah, but they were running 3-4 before yesterday. This wasn't the first time. I caught that on film about 3 different times, and he's been doing that since Chicago. Like when I was talking about Eberflus's style and the way he runs his scheme, it is multiple. He does have he has 3-4 looks. He has 4-3 looks, so he does run quite a bit of 3-4. He's been doing that for years now. That's why I didn't mind him coming here. I just don't know where it's been, like what he's been doing. Sometimes things that you do that match up against your own offense in practice don't necessarily match up as well against other opponents. And I think that's where his problem is. He's running zone against Dak, and he's doing certain things against Dak that may look good in practice, but in real game situations, man coverage looks better. In real game situations, 3-4 has been better versus the run. They haven't been running on that 3-4 look at all. Even when he's done it in the games where we're getting torched, when he ran 3-4, we actually were stopping the run and getting sacks. Like um, Marist Liufau sack came in a 3-4 look. Marist Liufau's tackle for a loss came against a 3-4 look, so on and so forth. Hold on a second. What's up, babe? Yeah, I'm on the show. What's up? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Yeah, give me 5 minutes. I got you. All right. All right. I got it. I got it. I got you. All right. My bad. Business calls. I'm not supposed to be here, but she left me. She got up in the morning and left and went to the city without me. So I said, fuck it. I'm going live. Do it now. All right, Brian Peters, he said, agreed. I said Morris is our best linebacker. Jesse Holly called me out for my comment because I disagree with them. Said I was wrong. If Morris starts at Mike, he'll make more plays than any linebacker. That's a fact. Who did they say is better than Morris? I know it's not Shamar James. Come on, man. These dudes are nuts. They're nuts if they think that. There's no way. There's nothing that Shamar James does better than Marist Leifau. Nothing. Nothing. I'm not being smart towards Shamar James at all, but nothing. Maybe tackling. Maybe. Maybe he gets there because I have seen Marist Liufau miss tackles, and I think that's his problem. Not miss because they're breaking tackles. I mean, he misses. He'll take a bad angle here or there. Maybe that's the problem, but shedding blocks, change of direction, pass rush, everything like block shedding, like anything you can ask a linebacker to do, Morris does better than most of these guys. I think is that they don't like um, they don't like Morris in the locker room. I think not the players. I mean the coach. I don't think he likes Morris as much as he likes Shamar James, obviously. But yeah, I agree with you there. I think we need a pass rusher. Our coverage was solid. It would have been nice to get some pass rush a little more. I mean, they got 4 sacks. That's pretty good. But beyond that, um, you're playing running quarterbacks. Your pass rush ain't gonna be crazy versus running quarterbacks anyway. Because if it is, that's when they get in their lanes anyway. There aren't that many pocket passers in the league right now, so you will see games where we struggle. But the pass rush comes from the offense. If you guys don't pay attention to that, it's not a coincidence that the 2 games that we got a lot of sacks in, the Jets game and this game, were games where the offense actually put us up. If the offense gets us up 10 points or more, or they seem aggressive, like Dak went out and scored in that 30 seconds before the half type tip. Like when we show that we can do that, it puts pressure on the opposing offense to push the ball downfield. When they got to push the ball downfield, that's when we start getting home. But when the games are close, like the Carolina game and so on, the Chicago games, those games are close. The Giants game, Eagles game. Those games that are close, they're going to run the ball all game. So that means you're not really getting a true pass rush because they're play actioning all game. If I can play action you the entire game like we're doing the teams, you're never going to really get home, even if my offensive line sucks, because you don't know before the play starts, unless it's a certain down and distance or situation. You don't know unless it's 3rd and 8 if I'm passing the ball or not. You don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it keeps you a lot more balanced when the score is close. Our offense will be what leads to a better pass rush for us because we have the pass rushers. We just need the offense to kind of start pacing teams like they did this game. And that's the way it's been historically. Everybody who talks about Micah Parsons being great at pass rush, right? He has been. He's been bad when teams do what we just said, slow the ball down and run the ball, right? In close games, those are the games that we were losing. Why? Because at the end of the day, that defense was like a secondary offense for real, because it was dependent upon our offense playing lights out for them to be able to pin their ears back and sack you. They couldn't sack shit or play their style of defense under Dan Quinn unless that offense was rolling. The offense wasn't rolling. If it was rolling, you're getting turnovers, you're getting sacks. You're gonna look like we just looked against Washington when the offense is rolling. When the offense wasn't rolling, our defense looked average. That's when you know you have a good defense and a real defense. When your defense can perform irregardless of what the offense is doing. Like the Jets, their offense sucks right now. Fields looks trash, right? But they losing. But they ain't putting up a lot of points. They ain't their defense isn't giving up a lot of points. They got a real defense over there. The Browns, they're getting scored on a little bit, but their defense is real because their offense suck, but their defense is real for real, right? Our defense is our offense is good or great, but the defense is ass for real right now. Can they get better? I think we just took steps in the right direction to see that through. Yes, but yeah, it's craziness, man. Y'all said the White Gale said GP the best receiver out there. Yeah, he looked like I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. Koye, what do you think the game plan is for Denver? Um, I gotta watch Denver and watch how they play this season, but I know they are a man coverage team. So bring your man beaters out. It's a lot of bump and run. I don't know how often they blitz. I gotta check, but run the ball. Make it a smash mouth game, in my opinion. That bodes well for us, and I think obviously Dak has 2 weapons out there that's vicious, but I think this week their game plan is going to be to try to mitigate CD Lamb and GP and make you beat them with Ferguson and guys like Tolbert and Turp. So I think this will be a bigger game for the role players than it will be for CD and Pickens. Although they might get their first down, touchdown play, highlight reel here and there, I think if Dak comes in forcing the ball at Surtain and those guys on the outside, it's going to be a problem. So I think your role players win this game for you, but it's also a homecoming for Javonte Williams. So I think they're going to try to give him or showcase him in a way that shows Denver what they missed when they let him go. So, and I think that's your best bet to win anyway. Run the rock, control the clock, because that's what Denver's going to try to do to you. You know what I mean? So it'll be a good game, and they both have similar styles. Both Peyton and Schottenheimer have a similar coaching style. They come from a similar coaching tree, where Peyton comes from that Parcells line, and Schottenheimer obviously comes from Marty Schottenheimer's line. So similar offensive mentalities out of both those guys. So it'll be a good matchup, I think, especially for our defense. It's going to be a balanced game if Denver can stay close. It's going to be a balanced game. So our defense will definitely have to show that they can stop the run legitimately an entire game. Do you believe Diggs wears another jersey next year? If he keep doing the shit he doing, yeah. Right now, he's not so far gone now that he can't save himself. But if he keep doing the shit he doing, yeah, he gonna be gone. But I don't think Diggs is hurt. I think Diggs just got a lot going on. For real, for real. I mean, maybe his wife did hit him with a skillet or something. Somebody said that. I think that might be true. But I think he just got a lot going on. He need to focus on his craft and ball the way he knows how to. Because Diggs in this defense, if we keep playing the way we were just playing, hold on, hold on one second. This is one of my clients, Mr. Bird. What's going on? How you doing? I'm good. I'm good. I'm on a show right now. Did you get your medication for this morning? You got them? Okay. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I'm busy right now. Can I give you a call back in a minute? No. You need milk? You got it. I'll bring some when I come to the city. All right, man. Peace. Yep. Okay. All right. He said, "Do you believe?" Oh, I read that already. But yeah, Diggs definitely in this defense would look great if Bland is in the slot playing man the way we just did, the way we just ran against Washington. If we run that way all year and we get 45% man coverage or more, man, I like that kind of party. I do. Okoye, did you hear about Dak left hand being hurt? No, I didn't, but I believe it. But no, I didn't. I think it'd be fine though. Man, I ain't trying to hear about Diggs. He been getting cooked all season. He has not been getting cooked all season. That's the problem I got with people. Like, say what is. Like, say what's real, please. Just say what's real. That's all you gotta say. You can say he got cooked this season, but all season. It's the all part that I got the problem with. Because that would imply that every game he's just the target. And that's not what's happening out there, bro. Diggs got cooked in the Chicago game because he pressed ill-advised press coverage, which I think started all this bullshit because he was being trusted with man coverage in that game. And the one time they ran man, we gave up a 65-yarder because of Diggs on that play. So that is cooked one time. And then in the Giants game, he didn't get cooked. He was trying to bait Russell Wilson. He was doing too much. He was baiting Russell Wilson a lot and kept getting beat because he was trying to bait him and throwing the ball at him. So those two games, he didn't look good at, and I said that. But outside of that, he has not been cooked at all. So I don't know where the cooked all season comes from. We played 7 games. He's been cooked twice. And I wouldn't even call the Chicago game cooked because cooked mean they just throwing like a Dory Jackson. We just throwing the or what's the other kid's name from Ringo or Ringo from the Eagles. Like they throw the ball at them all day. Like we just gonna throw the ball at you. We don't care, right? That's cooked. He has not been targeted or cooked. If you target Diggs 10 times in a game, Diggs is gonna intercept the ball. They're not targeting him, and nor is he getting opportunity because he's been covering grass for most of the season. Been covering in cover 2. Yeah, the flat. What the hell is Diggs in the flat all game for? It don't make sense. Every team has been able to push the ball on this defense, but two, the Eagles and the Jets. Yeah, the Jets don't throw the ball, and the Eagles can't throw the ball. Well, couldn't. They look like they were better now. But yeah, every team has gotten the ball up the field on them. Yep, we did look better versus with man coverage, though. You're right. The Commanders did not in fact want Dallas. I don't know what you mean. We need a missile on defense, a true hitter like Brian Dawkins, Steve Atwater, or London Fletcher. We got them. We got missiles. We don't use them. It's a cold war. Marist is a missile. Shamar James is a missile. He'll hit you. Um, Donald Wilson, if you put him at robber across the middle of the field, 15 yards off the ball, he'll hit you in there. He just ain't good in space. Um, you got my guy, Wanye Thomas will hit you. Who else will hit you? But yeah, Morris is enough. I think Morris has already shown this season he a missile. He a tone setter. When he hits something, he hurt it almost every time, every game. Even in this game, he was tossing motherfuckers. Like even in this game, and he didn't even really get that much tick, but he still was tossing guys. Broncos have 30 sacks on the year. Got to keep them honest. This would be a test for Dak, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I mean, we've played good pass rushes already, though. When you play Gary and Micah Parsons, I think you're ready to match up against anybody as far as their pass rush is concerned. And Dak has a good clock. Just let Dak do Dak, and we will be all right. That's a fact. Sadiq, I live in Texas. Diggs home, been on the market for 4 months or more. Yeah, he ain't just put it up on the market, right? Diggs made the play of the game against Green Bay. Did he? What was that? I think Diggs is going over his contract, and that may be enough for Jerry. Over his contract. What's wrong with his? He just got a contract. What's wrong with it? He just got one a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Bad idea to bait a QB that throws a good deep ball to a wide receiver that runs 4-3. That's a fact. He was dumb for doing it. I don't say that Diggs was smart for baiting neighbors, for trying to bait Russell Wilson with neighbors, but he did it. He did. Okoye, I don't think Diggs' knee is 100%, bro. I think they're just making him play. Well, I'm gonna tell you wrong for that. So here's the truth, right? And I'm kind of betraying her by saying this, but Diggs has a grandmother named Dionysus who lives here in Philly, right? I met her at Longhorns. We was chilling, and she cool, right? Talking to her. I talked to her also for the summer. She invited me and my homie to his grandfather and her birthday party over the summer. But during that time, right? She was talking about him a lot, him and Stefan, right? So I knew a lot of the things that was coming up. But when I started talking about him being hurt, she kept talking like I'm tripping. They're like, no, he fine. I'm like, but I mean, that's his grandma. Maybe she just saying it, but she was making it seem like he just, he's not as hurt as people think he was. Last season, maybe he didn't want to play when he got the knee scoped or did something, I don't know. But I don't think he was as hurt. His knee anyway is as bad as people are making it out to be, which is also the reason he probably got fined for not coming and training at the facility in the off season as well. Because ain't nothing wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be ready. I think that's more so what's going on than him being hampered and he's playing bad because he hurt. He not that hurt. I don't think. Agree with your take. Diggs will improve throughout the season. His entire offseason was rehab, conditioning, and strength training for his legs didn't help. Diggs is playing his way through it all. I don't think he's hurt. I don't think his legs are that hurt. I just don't. Based off of his own family's reaction to me talking about how hurt he was to them, and they're like, no, I don't know. Maybe some people just think that people are invincible. Maybe, but his folks looked at me like I was crazy when I started talking about the injuries. They're like, nah. But yeah, shout out to Dionysus. That's a hell of a name too. But yeah, that's his grandma name. She an ex FBI analyst and shit. Cool as shit though. Cool old head. Gave me good advice. Don't think Wanye played. He must be hurt. He had a migraine. I think. Yeah, he had a migraine. I don't know what the hell is over there. Yeah, he's trying to get off the ball, Sadiqa. Listen, they discussed Diggs already. Is Dallas media and the fans that's going on about Diggs? Yeah, I don't think nothing's up with Diggs. I think Diggs. I think he's telling the truth when he said he had a concussion. I just think they don't want to talk about how he got the concussion, but I think he really did have a concussion. Yo, CD hurt his ankle yesterday again too, and he's not 100% either. You can tell his routes are slower. Watch the film; it's his body language too. Yeah, I think CD rushed himself back because he sees what GP's doing. He said that. That's what I think bothered him too, because he mentioned how is it felt watching him. He said, "I'm watching him do X, Y, and Z." So yeah, I wanted to get back, but and GP looked up like, what are you doing? But anyway, you can see one tackle on the sideline. I think he went out after this play too. He stiff armed the guy and he kind of flung it into his legs the same way the guy did from Chicago. And CD went right back to the bench. So yeah, I think he is not 100%. Three wide receiver lines up to the left. Nobody on defense knew what to do. Diggs blitzed the screen pass and saved the touchdown, but people lying with lazy eyes saying he's scared to tackle. Oh yeah, no, I watched last game in the Carolina game. Diggs be tackling. They wait for the time when he doesn't make the tackle to say he can't tackle, but all the times he's making tackles or timely hits, they act like they don't see it because when you have a narrative that you want to fit, you have to ignore anything that is, juxtaposed to that narrative because otherwise you look like you don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? Like if I'm saying, hey, Diggs is a poor tackler and he's out there smacking people, I was like, well, he got lucky on that one. Then I got to keep overlooking it. But that's how you can spot a hate versus true criticism. I'm a criticizer. I'm going to criticize everybody. But the moment you do something that makes me say, "Oh, well, damn, can't say that no more," I'm gonna shut up about it because you got to shut me up. Whereas if I'm a hater, I'm gonna keep saying what I've been saying, regardless of how well you're playing. Like if Jay Toia was out there getting sacks and pressures and looked like Vita Vea out there, I wouldn't be screaming Mazi anymore because I couldn't. I was like, well, shit, this guy's clearly better. I'm not trying to tell people that Kenny Clark need to sit down for Mazi, am I? Because Kenny Clark's in there doing what I would want Mazi to be doing, right? So I ain't a hater, but I will criticize your ass until you change the game. So I get you on that one. You was right about Diggs on that one, bro. Dak needs to get the ball out and stop taking unnecessary hits. No, 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 no. That was all on Shotty yesterday. Shotty was calling shots. When you call shots, meaning you call them 7-step drops for him to like get push the ball downfield. Shotty said he was doing that because he was angry about a couple of calls, and he did that one too many times, went to well too many times. He got Dak blown up. He said Dak was pissed off about it actually. So I don't think that was Dak's fault. He's not calling those plays or those drops. They need to give him some easier completions and quicker throws, and they weren't doing that for him yesterday. So he got hit a lot. But yeah, you're right about him needing to not get hit as much. I don't think he's hurt. He heals faster than most. I mean, he's playing through the lack of conditioning. His offseason wasn't filled with sprints and leg training, just rehab. I think his knee is fine. Oh, yeah, he's fine. I think that's competitive spirit with Diggs and Pickens. I didn't see that. Hold on. The dude twisted it. If you look at the tackle of CD, yeah, I seen it. I saw it. He started the season while having his legs all the way back. He's playing through it. It'll improve throughout the season. Now he did, yeah, he didn't get full training camp and everything else. You read about that. The guy did one of those roll tackles on CD's ankle. Yeah, I saw that. Koya, what do you think about Easy's game yesterday? Same thing I think about it every game. I don't care about how many sacks Ezraku has. Let me see. Let me check something real quick. Because one thing that I don't like about football and the way people address football is they treat tackle for loss like the redhead stepchild for some reason. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, for real. Because let me see, I'm checking the game logs to see how many tackles for loss this young boy got this season. Let me see if they show that. 'Cause he got one sack, but let me see how many tackles for loss he got. Hmm. All right, they don't show it in that view. Let me see. Regular game logs. Okay, tackles for loss. And I think they even wrong on that. But he got 4 tackles for loss, okay, and a sack. Okay? That's equivalent to 5 sacks to me. I don't give a fuck about tackles for loss or sacks. They all the same. Let me see. Now, I'm not doing this comparison because I think he's on his level. But I'm looking at Micah Parsons' tackles for loss this season and sacks. Let's see what he has. Micah Parsons, tackles for loss. Hold on. He has 5 tackles for loss, and 4 of them, he got 4 of them in this last game. So he got 4 tackles for loss in this last game against Arizona and 3 sacks against Arizona. Okay. Up until that point, Micah Parsons had 2.5 sacks and 1 tackle for loss. So he had 4.5 or 3.5, 4.5, no, 3.5 plays behind the line of scrimmage up until that point, right? Up until yesterday, where they played Arizona and he got 3 sacks and he got 4 tackles for loss because of all the runs and so on, right? Because of the type of team he's playing. But he had a great game in this one game, Michael Parsons. The rest of the season, that's what he was doing. Ezraku, when I look at his game, when you say how's his game, tackles for loss to me are the same as a sack, meaning it's the same result. If I tackle the ball behind the line of scrimmage, it's a sack or a tack. I don't care what you call it. Sacks just sound sexier, but a tackles for loss is the same. So he has 5 of those. He has 4 tackles for loss and a sack down of Ezraku. I'm not mad at that. I think he is having a pretty good season. He's aggressive. He had 80 tackles last season for Boston College. He was a tackling machine from the edge. So he's still showing that he's able to stop the run and be effective versus run and tackle the ball behind the line of scrimmage. I'm happy with that. I like what I see in Ezraku's game, and I like how aggressive he is. He's a hustle player, but he's not going to get opportunities to get sacks unless we play the way we play offensively yesterday, meaning we take advantage of interceptions. We get up by 12 points or more where the offense feels that they got to press a little bit, then he's going to get his opportunities. Diggs is taking some wrong angles, not necessarily bad angles. They just didn't work. Effort and willingness to be there. I mean, okay. I'm not mad at Diggs' game, man. All right, let's see. What else y'all asking? Ferguson had on Dak's high school jersey. That was so dope. Gay! Gay! I ain't wearing your high school jersey, bro. What I look like? Your girlfriend? Are you crazy? The fuck? Why would that be dope? Why would you be doing that? Don't wear nothing. Why would you be wearing my jersey, bro? What are you talking about? Stop that shit. It's like he's brown nosing because he want the ball. You know what I'm saying? But come on, man. Come on, money. I wish you would give me your jersey to wear. Not at the end of the game, you know, where they sign in the jersey and they exchange. They putting that in a frame. I get that. But be like, yeah, here, chicks wear my sweaters and my hoodies when they miss me. You know what I mean? Why the hell would you be wearing another man's jersey, dog? Like, stop it. It still smell like him. No, bro. Don't do that. This is the reason I respect the Collier and subscribe. He has critical analysis and stands on his business. I appreciate that, Reezy. Thank you, man. He said, Brian Peter, he said, when I see Diggs driving downhill hard on a break, that'll let me know his legs are back. I mean, I think his legs are fine. Like I said, if they're not, I gotta pay attention more. Maybe I'm crazy. Will we activate Phil Maffa this season? I feel like he's a little better than Blue right now, and Williams and Maffa will go hard. You right about that, OS. Like I said earlier, I think that one, he was injured. Two, you got rookies. They hit a wall after about 8 games. Most rookies do. And I think they want to get the best play out of Maffa later in the season rather than right now. So I think that's the reason he's not playing. And then you never know what he's doing in practice. He might be missing on pass protection, which is important. He might be fumbling, which is important. You never know what he's doing in practice that make you say, hey, Maffa not ready yet. Stop, bro. Maffa is not better than fucking Williams. The fuck? Stop spewing that shit, man. Oh, no. He said better than Blue. right now. Oh, he said and Williams. No, he said and Williams and Maffa would go hard. I think you're reading that wrong, Montana. He's saying Williams and Maffa would go hard, and he's saying Maffa is better than Blue right now, which might be true. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah, he's not talking shit. I think you misunderstood him. Diggs is taking some wrong angles. Not necessarily. I read that. All right. Oh yeah, y'all sorted it out already. Easy on pace for 8 sacks, a lot of pressure, and 16 tackles for loss. Yeah, you give me that. I'm happy. 24 tackles in the backfield. If he finished this season with stopping the ball 24 to 30 times behind the line of scrimmage, that'd be insane. That's crazy. I think tackles for loss. People need to make a movement. Tackles for loss count too. They need love too. Because if you're making a tackle for loss, like Murray had a sack yesterday. 3 tackles for loss. So Murray had 2 tackles for no gain, which if it was a quarterback for no gain, it'd be a sack. Go ask Micah Parsons versus Dak. If a tackle for no gain for a quarterback is a sack. But if it's a no gain versus a running back, we just say no gain. It's like it's nothing. But 2 tackles for no gain Murray had, and a tackle for loss, 2-yard loss against the pass, right? I'm like, that's a hell of a game, right? But we don't act like it. But if it was a 4-sack game, they're like, God damn, we got 4 sacks in the game. Why you don't act like that when you see 3 tackles for loss, though, in the same game? That's amazing shit. And it's actually harder to do versus the run because versus the pass, the guy's back there waiting for you to come get him. A tackle for loss is harder because the guy with the ball is converging towards the line of scrimmage as you stop him. That's harder to do. And the line is pushing you away from the line of scrimmage. You got to get past them and in the backfield before that motherfucker gets to the line. That is harder than a sack. Why don't they go hard with the stats, though? I don't get it. Y'all treat tackles for loss like a redhead stepchild. You know what I'm saying? That is harder to do. It's harder to stop a guy that's running towards you at full speed trying to get by you than it is to hit a guy who's standing back there not looking at you. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okoye, the Cowboys are gonna have to play Knicks like they would Hurts. Yeah, keep him in the pocket for sure. Knicks was killing the Giants. I was watching that. He got busy on them later. Okoye, should Dallas trade for the running back Etienne? For what? No, no. I like what we got here running back wise. I think they should play other backs maybe. So since Sanders is out for the season, you can go get somebody, but you can also just use Blue and Maffa. I would think that would be fine. But no, I wouldn't trade for that. He said Diggs mid as hell. Damn, Diggs, y'all keep disrespecting that man. Diggs, if you throw the ball at Diggs, Diggs gonna do his thing, man. Nobody doing it. Nobody's doing it though, man. Laughing my ass off. Damn, McCoy, wild. I remember in the '90s, chicks would put my sweater on around their waist. I only have one pro jersey, and it's my cousin's. It's your cousin that's different. I'm talking about Ferguson and Dak though. Like, yo, bro, don't give me no fucking jersey to wear, bro. What's wrong with you, man? Don't give me your clothes. What's up with you, bro? I'm 42, man. We from a different era, man. Like, we ain't sharing that, bro. Don't give me your what's this? The Sadie Hawkins dance, bro. Don't give me your motherfucking jersey. What's wrong with you? To wear? No. Put it on the wall. I'm gonna do that all day. Yeah, I put it in the frame. I ain't about to wear your jersey, bro, that you was wearing. What are you talking about? Yo, that shit's still funny, man. Gay. That is gay. Don't do it. Don't do it, y'all. I gotta teach y'all, man. If we were to make a trade for a running back to go with Williams, what physical running back would you like to see? I like Maffa's physicality, but yeah, if you're gonna go after a back, I can't think of one that I would go get not named Maffa. Like Maffa runs how I want him to run. Like that's how I want a back to be used. And then you got to change a pace guy in Blue. And then if you really need another physical guy, you can run Hunter too. So Hunter, Maffa, and Javante would be my running backs. I would use all 3 of them when the shit get thick. That's what I would be doing. I get hyped when I see great defense. Me too. Okoye would be opposed to sitting Tolbert for Mingo. If Mingo gonna block like Tolbert blocking, no, I wouldn't. I think Mingo is nice. I think Tolbert is too nice. Meaning Tolbert is talented as hell, but he too kind hearted. Like Tolbert, he one of them young boys. You ever seen a young boy date like my sons? Well, not now. They actually got one of them got their heart broke, but they dating. And they dating. A slower, and she gonna tear his heart up when she get him because he just too nice. You know what I'm saying? Tolbert seemed like he was sheltered or something. Like, bro, you ain't never been outside or something. He just seemed too nice. He seemed nice and eager to please. He need to like he need to just let his nuts hang. Tolbert gotta get angry. I want you to get mad. I want him to play mad. Tolbert would be good if he played angry. He's too willing and accommodating, in my opinion. That's his only problem. I think Tolbert has talent. He just too nice. He needs some edge to him. That's what's missing. He like Jerry Rice, but Jerry Rice even had some edge. Jerry Rice was mean. He just was soft spoken, but he'd bust your ass. He wanted to hurt you and wanted to get you. You know what I mean? But Tolbert needs some edge. He's just too bland. He can throw a ball away any second. Can't stop. Can't anybody spot on what? Can't any spot on head or below the knee and can't land on them. Sacks are hard too. Oh, that's what you mean. I get your point though. Okay, he can throw the ball away any second. Can't you can't hit him on the head. You can't hit him below the knee. You can't land on him. I get you there. That's hard, but no, no. A running back running at the line of scrimmage at 4.5 speed, 4.4 speed, with linemen that are pushing you and double teaming you sometimes away from the ball, or you're a linebacker and you're lined up 5 yards off the ball and you got to travel 7 yards to stop the ball before it gets to the line of scrimmage. Hard to do. That's harder. That's harder, bro. But yeah, I feel you though. Sacks ain't easy, but they ain't as hard as stopping the run. Tackles for loss be getting too much disrespect for it being the same result. If I sack a guy for no gain, people will get excited and they celebrate. You tackle for loss, no gain, nobody really celebrate. It's like, or you tackle for loss for a 1 yard loss, it's like you get a high five, you keep it moving. But they sack, they do a dance. I'm like, but if I sack the quarterback for 1 yard, you're gonna do a dance. If I tackle the running back for a 1 yard loss, we do nothing. You know what I mean? It's like it's not exciting. I don't know why people don't act like that. Diggs will be good, but I do think they're fed up and might shop him. If he keep playing around the way he playing, they will. He don't got no more roll the barrels in him. We should trade for a defensive tackle, Jeffrey Simmons. I would like a defensive tackle, an extra defensive tackle in the room too. I would. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it would be Jeffrey Simmons, but I would. When Diggs comes back, I hope he proves me wrong for real. I love when my players prove me wrong in a good way. I agree. I agree. We got some creators who swear our best man corner won't be here. Diggs, yeah, he might not if he keep moving how he moving, he might not be here. Diggs been proving you wrong. King Reezy said at Sadie Hawkins, Koye Ferg getting booed up. Yeah, man. He said, who said that? Oh, I think you said it. He said, it was dope that he had Dak high school jersey on. I said, what? What? Where you get it from? Where you getting that joke? Because I know that man, they come hand you his high school jersey and say, huh? Like, yo, I'd have been like, yo, bro, what you giving me this joke for, yo? Like, what you doing? What are we doing? What is you doing right now? I'm trying to understand what this means. Can you tell me what it means? You want me to wear this, Joe? Is you crazy? You got to be crazy. That's like giving me your draws. Like, what? We don't wear. I'm not about to wear your shit, bro. Are you crazy? Like, man, I've been wanting to see Hunter run the ball for a minute now. Me too. I got myself laughing right this one, man. I don't know what you're watching. Diggs actually has been uh dumb solid. Yeah, he's been solid this season except for 2 games. Yeah. I like I like to see you see us make a trade for another top tier linebacker or defensive tackle. I think the reason you're not gonna see a top trade for a linebacker is one, you got a linebacker guru in Eberflus who thinks that he has talent in that room. So if he ain't looking for it, you ain't gonna get it. Number two, you got a guy in Demo who's coming back this season. Is he gonna be all world this year? Hopefully, but maybe not. But I think the room that you have right now, if you were to take a guy, let's just name anybody. Let's just say Patrick Queen is a top guy that you would want, right? Let's say you got him here, right? He would push who out the room. I mean, you will see Morris play less. I don't want to see Morris play less. I don't want a progress stopper for a guy like Morris. I don't want to see Shamar James necessarily play less unless it's for like Demo or Sanborn. But and that's in situations. That's not all game. You know what I'm saying? But Shamar James only going to get better from the reps. Now, if he does, because his reaction time has him moving kind of slow and he cuts very slow. So his change of direction and his reaction speed, because he doesn't know what's going on yet, has him playing kind of slow, right? I want to see Marist in there. I want to see. I like what Kenneth Murray is doing. If he can play the run the way he played the run yesterday and continue to play the pass the way he's been playing it, Kenneth Murray is a pretty damn good linebacker in this scheme. And then you got Demo coming back. We got a good linebacker room. I think that they need to be more aggressive and play downhill the way they played yesterday. Yes, but I think we got a good linebacker room. They just haven't been consistent. I don't think, but it doesn't matter if you bring another guy in here and he's asked to do the same thing they were asked to do. You know, I don't think they'll play any different personally. Turbo reminds, especially in mid season, not knowing the defense is going to take him 4 weeks alone just to catch up, and then another 4 weeks to prove that he is the guy over the guys who've been proving it since training camp. So that's like taking a linebacker right now or a receiver or certain players you just don't take this late in the season if you want them to be effective because they got too much of a learning curve. It's a lot for them to learn. Tolbert reminds me of the guy the Cowboys shipped to Miami. Yeah, Wilson. Yeah, Wilson. Shit, 44, LOL, 11, 10. I know what you mean. Yeah, he needs some of what Pickens has inside. Tolbert need to go run a few fades. Yeah, Tolbert need to just get angry. Yeah, Dak been going off, bro. Dak always goes off. It can get hold on. Dak always goes off. Let me read this slowly. It's can can he get his same intensity in the playoffs? That's what you mean. That way he don't gotta be Superman. We need the run game to be here in the playoffs, and then he don't have to be Superman. Yeah, yeah. And the defense has to help him too. Yeah. Do you think Aubrey will be the first kicker with a 70-yarder? I do. I do think he will. It got to be the right situation though, like the end of regulation, and they ain't getting the ball back, and we got to try it to win the game. Type tip, yeah, he'll get it. He said, "At least Sanborn ain't starting." Praise the Lord. Oh man, y'all missed Sanborn. Y'all missed Sanborn last week against Carolina. Y'all ain't miss him this week because they actually stopped the run. K9 was stopping the run without Sanborn, but yeah, y'all missed him. He said, "Nah, bruh, Ferg bringing back jersey dresses." Shaking my head. Damn, Ferg, they getting you. I don't know why you did that though. With the advent of mobile and running QB, Sanborn would be a liability, which explains why he was a healthy scratch. Nah, Sanborn wasn't a liability, man. Y'all really disrespecting that man, because he was playing all right, man. But back to the point, man, the point at hand, which is jerseys. Can a man hand y'all, and fuck a jersey, can a man hand you his T-shirt, anything to wear that he's worn? That's not your brother. Like, yeah, brothers share clothes. I shared clothes with my cousins when I was young, man. I get that. I share clothes with my brother DJ. I used to steal his sneakers and shit. I get you, but no, you don't. I just don't. I don't think that's the thing to do. Okoye, did you see Did you see that play where Murray tried to pass the receiver to James and James didn't follow? Yeah, that was a touchdown. Nobody saw that. Everybody think that I'm tripping, but he passed him straight to James and James just standing there like this. You know what I mean? He didn't see it. So yeah, no. James still ain't there yet, but nobody believes that. He said, "Hell no, hell no." Y'all want to wear my hoodie? This is a Hellstar hoodie. It's an expensive hoodie. You know what I mean? Would you wear it if I gave it to you? I'll send it to you, bro. You can wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. No. He said James was spying, right? See, that's the misnomer. No, he was not spying. Let me show you why he wasn't spying. Let me show y'all, because y'all not paying attention. See, you got to pay attention. Okay, this is the play right here, ain't it? Let me see. Is this it? Is this the play? Yeah, this is the play. Yeah, this is the play. Okay. Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all know what the spy is, right? Who's spying on this play, people? Who's spying? Y'all tell me who's spying. I know y'all know, because y'all can see it now, right? Who's spying? Somebody tell me, because it's not James. James is playing coverage. Who's spying? Who's spying? Sam is spying, exactly. Sam Williams is the spy on this play. Right. No, Sam Williams is right there in front of the center, just standing there. He didn't pass rush at all because his job is to spy. James' job is to take this man who's now in his zone and cover him. And he's just watching the quarterback. He doesn't know what's happening. And then look, you could even see right here where he gets told. You see, he gets told right here, K9 and say, hey, because watch his head turn around. He's going to turn his head and look when K9 tells him. Boom, boom, right here. He said, hey. He turned his head, and then the ball's gone. And he missed. This is on James. I'm not hating on him, but watching the full speed. See right here? He figured it out late, and then boom, it's done. All right? That's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, that was definitely on Shamar James. Everybody was saying that to me yesterday, like, oh no, he was spying. Like, he was not spying. He was in coverage. But whatever. One of my rules is a man should never smell like another man for any reason. Do you, but that's not for me. Well, smell. I can't help it if you wear the same cologne as me. All right, I can't help that. You ain't gonna wear my cologne. Maybe my sons wear my cologne though. They come get it out the closet and be like, "Dad, we out," and we all three of us will be outside smelling the same. So I don't really agree with you there. As long as I don't smell like what you was wearing, like, you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't smell like another man. If I don't know, man, because I've even done that. Like, if we about to go out and I ain't got no cologne, man, let me spray some of that shit on. I'm out of here. I mean, we might try to spray something different on so we out differently, but that's different than wearing clothes. I can live with that. You know what I mean? Because if I'm ashy, I need some lotion, bro. I'm gonna smell like you because I need lotion. Feel me? But I ain't wearing your clothes though. I ain't wearing your clothes. I ain't got. Oh, you mean nah? Based off wearing your clothes, like, yeah, like the jersey still smell like high school type tip. No, man. Yeah. As a linebacker, off instincts alone, you're taught to cover the pass off end zone. Yeah, he doesn't have great recognition or awareness right now, and I'm not hating on him when I say that, but I know it's gonna seem like it because whenever he does one thing good, we erase all the bad, and then we think that if I say Marist is better, I'm tripping. Marist is better and has been better every game thus far. I've seen Morris do things that people ain't even watching on film. That's like, that was dope. Like, he runs through blocks. That's why he sets the edge all the time, because you can't block him. You can't block him. That's why they put him out there on the edge primarily. You can't block Marist Liufau with a lineman or a tight end. Tight ends, he just routinely throws them in the backfield like they're little boys. And lineman, he stand them up because he crazy. Now, he might be in concussion protocol all year because he played like he got CTE. I ain't gonna lie, no shade, he really do, because he don't slow down for shit. You think they only played man because the team they were playing? No, I think that's what they're gonna say because it's an excuse that sounds good. Overshown will make an impact, but we can't expect him to be the same player coming off ACL injury. Well, he did that last year. You know, he had his ACL injured the year before last, came back last year and played like he played off ACL injury. So how good is he really? You know, that's what's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, back to Leifau. He does things that I think, will give this team an edge all day if he was starting. I think he should be a starter on this team right now, especially if you're not going to start Sanborn. Marist Leifau is your next man up. My son sneak in my cologne, but no, not the homies. Yeah, my homies ain't coming to my house to wear my cologne. I'm talking about when we was young, though. I've done that. I've put on cologne because we all going out and I'm not at my house. Yeah, I'm gonna wear some cologne. I ain't gonna go out smelling like soap. I mean, gotta do something. But I'm not gonna wear your clothes. It's different. PS2 probably going. PS2 is probably going to guard CD Lamb. Yep, he is. Certain definitely gonna guard him. Okoye, who ates our biggest X factor? I guess who is our biggest X factor on either side of the ball? On the offensive side of the ball, biggest X factor is Javonte Williams. Because Dak is going to make all of the receivers better anyway with the things that he's doing, and he has talent at the receiver position. But we've been unbalanced since Dak's been here. We've been unbalanced. We have never been balanced, not one time until now with Dak. And I'm going to tell you why. In the beginning of Dak's career, Dak could not hit the side of a fucking barn for like 3 years. 3 straight. I covered it. It wasn't that good. Well, he wasn't that accurate. He was good, meaning he can run. He was game. He had heart. But if you seen cover one, he wasn't attacking Dez, throwing the Dez and cover one the way he is right now, right? So he couldn't do that. But what we did have at that time was an imbalance because we had Zeke. We had a hell of an offensive line, so we could run the ball real good, right? When you took Zeke away and said, "Hey, make Dak beat you," we would lose. Things would happen, right? Then Zeke started to slow down as Dak started to speed up. When Dak started to get better, we didn't have a running game. We didn't have a great running game. We had Tony Pollard for a little stretch, but Tony Pollard and Zeke, to me, it was like we weren't running them the right way. We had Kellen Moore who didn't have a run first mentality. So we did run, but it wasn't physical. It was like we were running to run, to get yards, right? To try to score, yes, to stretch the field, yes, to change the pace, yes. But it wasn't like we're doing right now, where it's like we're trying to hurt you when we run now, right? So we weren't balanced. So the biggest X factor to me is Javonte Williams because he provides a balance that Dak has not had since he's been in the league, which is a running game to his passing game as it stands today. Not Dak of old, but today. Yeah. So, and on the other side of the ball, X factor would be, yeesh, that's tough because of the way the scheme is being run. But y'all ain't gonna like these answers. Kenny Clark is one because Kenny Clark allows us to play the run a lot better than we've been playing it historically. And Kenneth Murray is an X factor because of what they're doing with him, because they keep hacking him to cover wide receivers, and he's been able to do it. But I think traditionally speaking, who it should be is and Bland, because Bland playing in the nickel where he was yesterday is definitely an X factor because his tackling ability. He gives you Montana to your point, or no, Arch to your point. He gives you what Reddy Stewart gives you, which is the tackling. Reddy Stewart's not a coverage guy. He's a guy that come in the backfield and smack you, right? But you see that Bland was doing that. Bland can do the things that Reddy Stewart can do, but Reddy Stewart can't do the things Bland can do, which is cover too, as well, right? So Bland is your X factor, I guess. And but then you can look at those guys that I named as well, including Diggs. Diggs is one if he's playing. You know what I mean? If I had to choose guys that you have to stay away from or have to really game plan for, it's those guys. If you want to have a good game, you want to try to figure out a way to get Kenneth Murray in coverage and take advantage of the mismatches, right? If you want to have a good game, you got to figure out a way to block Kenny Clark. if you want to have a good game, you better figure out a way to take advantage of Diggs who might be baiting you, whatever. So those are your X factors, in my opinion. Koye, even when you don't have the personal interaction, your analysis is pretty good. Do you believe the Jones family resigns Pickens? They should. Um, but yeah, I think Pickens might ask for top money. If he does, and when I say top money, if he's asking for more than CD, the way they are, they're gonna ask CD how he feels. And if CD's okay with his contract, then he's gonna be here. Um, so it's gonna come down to that. Yeah, but I think you should. Looking at what Pickens is, you re-sign Pickens and you get him for, try to get him in a 4-year extension and open that window. Because Jerry don't think he's gonna be around for till you're 120. So in that window, you could win you a Super Bowl before you die, Jerry. You know what I mean? Hopefully. Because all you got to do right now with the offense playing the way it is get a defense that's halfway decent, and you're going to win a Super Bowl with this team. Because the NFC don't even know what they want to do. The Eagles are the best team in the league or in the NFC. No, they're not. They're not. But there's nobody that's scary. Everybody's up and down. Nobody's scary. Nobody. Everybody's beatable right now, including us. Everybody's beatable. Like very beatable. But what we do have is an offense that is very scary. Our offense is scary as fuck. Don't nobody want to play us. Don't nobody want to play us. Even with the defense playing the way it's playing, your best bet against us is the same best bet you used to have against Peyton Manning and them back in the day. Run the ball, ball control. Don't give Peyton Manning the ball, and you can win. That's how you beat the Colts back in the day, and that's how you got to beat the Cowboys. You got to beat us. You got to stop us from scoring, not with your defense. You stop us from scoring with your offense. Ball control, meaning we don't have as many times as at bat, so we can't score because we don't got the ball. That's the only way to stop the Cowboys offense is to not give them the ball. It's like San Antonio back in the day against the Suns. The Suns want to run and gun. San Antonio play half court. They slow it down. You ain't gonna get the ball. You ain't gonna get that many opportunities. We're gonna slow the rock down. You know what I mean? So I think it's the same. It's different, but it's the same. Does Eberflus want his safeties to play interchangeably? Is that why we see Dono on the roof in single high? Yes. So if they flip, the off safety is now single high, but Dono's also the guy that can't play man as well. So that makes him a free safety, not a strong safety, even though he's a strong safety. It makes him a free safety in this scheme because you don't want to have your guy if you're calling for your safety to play man, you don't want to have Dono down in the box doing it. No, you're going to take Wanye and do that, or Hooker and do that. So if you're doing that, that leaves Dono the odd man out. So now he has to play sideline to sideline over the top, which means the only way to really work Dono to get Dono out of, you got to get him off the field, or you have to play big nickel where you have another safety come out there and Dono's the third safety, and then you can bring him in the box, move him where you want to move him. But then you're building your whole scheme around Dono, and he ain't that good to be building a scheme around. So what do? You ain't gonna run three safeties because he's not Derwin James. So you're not running three safeties just to keep him on the field. So what you do is you say, we just got to live with what we live with. And we when they flip the play and he's now weak side, he's over the top. It is what it is. That's how you got to beat Dallas. I love that Dak's getting that treatment. Yep. You got to run the ball. Won't Pickens be in that 28 million area against the cap? I don't think the Jones is going to want to pay that. They don't want to pay Micah Parsons type money for a pass rusher, no. But they will pay. You notice they paid Bland, they paid Diggs. They both are corners that get $90 million, right? They paid fucking Ferguson $80 million. You know what I mean? Like they're paying people. They'll pay Pickens. They're just not gonna break the bank. And I think Pickens, if Pickens is smart, and this is where receivers go wrong, chasing money. You don't chase money solely if you're a receiver. You chase longevity. Because you're not gonna get the stats to get another check if you go chase the check, because somebody else will pay Pickens crazy money, right? But to play with who? To get thrown to by who? It's only three maybe 4 quarterbacks in the league that he could play with that can really maybe 5. I would say Josh Allen is 1. I would say Dak Prescott, obviously. I would say Aaron Rodgers. He ain't going back there. I would say Matt Stafford. They don't need him. And who else can really play with him? The kid from LA Chargers. What's his name? I know what I'm talking about. Herbert. Those guys. Oh, and then obviously Burrow. Burrow, he can't play with Burrow. Burrow got 2 receivers. Get what I'm saying? So places where he can go, yeah, no, I think he should stay where he at, even if he makes less than what he would have made elsewhere. You stay here because you're gonna get the career here. You know what I mean? Because you got somebody. Dak is gonna play probably another 5 to 6 years or more. You're gonna get 5 or 6 years with Dak, and that's gonna mean 6,000 more yards for you and 60 plus touchdown type shit. You want to go to the Hall of Fame, or you want to look like a Hall of Famer? You Mahomes, yeah, he can play for Mahomes. He can play for the 49ers too. You guys are right about that. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But if he wants to go far, I think he stays here. That's just my opinion. I don't think that I don't think he does bad for the 49ers. I think obviously the Chiefs could use him ASAP though. But I don't think he does bad for the 49ers at all. But I think Purdy's okay. Purdy's not a touch passer. Purdy's a system quarterback, meaning although the mesh rail scheme that they run and all the crosses that they run, he knows where to go with the ball because of the progressions built into the scheme. But he's not a touch guy where it's like I could just put the ball anywhere for you. He's not that guy. He don't got that kind of arm talent yet. Uh, Mahomes does though, so you're right about that. All right, let me see. Okoye, is it me or is Dak the most cerebral he's ever been? Oh, he's the most cerebral he's ever been for sure. The things he's doing on the field. I mean, I saw this years ago though. Dak was doing this, and I'm thinking that I broke it down in that motherfucking Seattle game, the Seattle game where Ferg went off because they was talking shit. Ferg went off. Dak was killing them. Like I'm talking about, like with his eyes. I'm like, dang. He's been showing it glimpses of it throughout his career, but now it's all coming together where it's like he almost like he's almost unbeatable when it comes to his mindset. Hopefully the feeling is mutual, Montana. I believe we got a 4-year window to get that iron heading towards a middle age drought. Yeah, I think so. And I think that 30-year slump is over. The 30-year curse that they say that we was under for Jerry going against the league and suing the league. After he sued the league, he ain't sniffed the Super Bowl since. And they say, yo, he had a 20-year, it was a 20-year curse or something like that. That's what they say. I don't know. But it's been 30. So who knows? But but yeah. This is me. I was on here for 2 hours, so I gotta go actually make some real money now because you guys don't pay me. But it's been fun for sure. Listen, what did we take away from this video? Shamar James, he's good going forward. He'll hit you in the mouth. He's a missile, but he can't cover for shit. Um, Murray had a good game. Um, don't wear other men's jerseys, no matter how long ago they wore it. Don't do that. Don't do that. According to King Reezy, you shouldn't smell like another man. I don't know how much I agree with that because you can't help it, but I feel you on the sentiment. But yeah, I'm about to get out of here, and don't be gay, but have a gay day. Peace.